Hi everyone, so welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to show you how to stencil on fabric. So I'm going to make this design available for you to use, and I'll see if there's some way of me doing that either in a PDF or getting that to you guys, and the materials needed for doing that as well, for cutting your own stencil. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and just talk about stenciling the linen. So right now I'm going to be stenciling on a medium weight linen that's kind of an oatmeal color. It has a nice tight weave. It's a very smooth surface. And what I'm going to be using today is stencil adhesive on a very kind of smooth, thick, it's the back of a drawing board, a piece of paper that was used for drawing. I used the back of that. What I'm going to do is I am just going to put a little bit of this down. This is going to help keep the linen in place while I'm stenciling. I'm going to draw that down here. Make sure it's even the cross. And then I'm just going to press it down so that it's nice and smooth and flat on that support backing. Now what I'm going to do is take my stencil that I made, and I think that's a whole new video actually, just me talking about how to cut this out. So I think I'll just stick to just letting you guys know how to stencil. What we're going to do is spray the back of this as well. I'm going to do this off camera so that I don't overspray onto my linen. Just a light coating, real light. Bring my stencil over here. Once I'm satisfied with where that's at, I'm just going to use my hands, the same thing, kind of press it down so it's smooth. And now, I like to use Richardson's oil sticks. They're called Artist Paint Stick. And today I'm going to be working with yellow ochre, olive green, and meadow green, a color called chocolate, and some white. And you're able to get these on Amazon, also blick.com, and local art stores sell them individually. And the stencil brushes I'm using too are again by Richardson. I got this pack of different sizes on Amazon, but again, most art supply online will have these. And what I'm going to do is have a paper towel here, and these paint sticks form kind of a protective layer, and you need to go and get that off before you start using them. So I usually grab that with a paper towel, clean it all off, put paint, and this is a paper palette. So when I'm done with this, I can take it off and throw it away. This is, again, it's by Richardson. It doesn't need to be gray, but I do use the one called Gray Matters, and it's a paper palette. Jack Richardson Company. And I already had gotten all of my colors all ready and all out here so I could show you guys how to do this. Now what I like to do is have and use a different brush for all of the different colors that I'm doing. We're going to go ahead and start with a darker yellow, and we're going to work that in a circular motion. I went and picked up paint on my brush, just a thin coating of paint. Now what I'm going to do is right here in the center of this flower, I'm going to go in a circular motion and deposit that paint right here in the middle. I want most of my color. I'm going to pick up some more paint because I can feel I need it. I'm going to do this for all 3 flowers that I made on this hand cut stencil that I did. Next, I'm going to reserve this outer edges of this flower for a lighter color. I'm going to pick up some of this lemon yellow. Let me see what this color is called, you guys. It's called yellow citron. Pick up some yellow citron and some white. Just kind of tone it down a little bit, but I do want it lighter than this center area. Now I'm going to go in the same circular motion and hit the edges of that flower. I'm going to do it for all of them since I already have that paint on this brush. And I might need to pick up just a little bit more. There we go. I think I want to make that center area a little bit darker. Pick up some of that darker yellow. There we go. I'm going to move on with a new brush that's smaller because I'm going to be stenciling in these smaller leaf areas. Pick up paint the same way I did in kind of a circular motion. I like to hit the edges of leaves a little bit darker, and then with a lighter pressure, pull in some of that color. Just some variation in the coloring that's happening there. There's a smaller leaf just below that. I'm going to hit with a darker green. I'm really pressing hard here to really deposit and get this paint onto that fabric. I'm putting a lot of pressure to get that inside of these little grooves. I don't have to worry about the stencil picking up on me because I anchored it down with the adhesive. Next, I'm going to get these little edges. I'm going to be real careful because I'm going to reserve the center area for putting in some brown. You can do this on cotton. Heavier weight linen can also be used, although it's not going to paint as crisp as something that's going to have a tighter weave. Oops, I got some green in the middle. That's okay. What I'm going to do now is with my yellow, I have these little diamond areas that I'd like to draw down some of that yellow that's in the flower. Again, picking up paint and making little deposits. I'm now going to work with brown, and again, because I want some variation, I'm going to deposit more at the ends of this little design here in the center. We'll call it a stem. And now I'm going to draw down so it's slightly less than the darker on the ends. This area on the bottom is the same. A little heavier pressure on the ends and then lighter pressure here in the middle just to get that variation in the stencil. Heavier handed on the ends and then light pressure in the middle just to get that kind of blending variation. I'm going to pull in some of the green on this little last end. Again, some variation, deeper on the edges, lighter in the center. so that it's not all the same. Pull in some of the green. And I think we got it. I think that's everything there. I'm going to go back in with just a little bit darker green, just on these edges here. And at this point, if we're confident we have everything kind of hit, of course we can always go back and put the stencil back down. I'm just going to gently lift off. And there is our stencil. This is going to be a curtain, so I'm going to release it from my board. Now this is oil paint. What we're going to do now is hit it with an iron. I have the steam on, and I also have it on the hottest setting. Very, very gently. Now, these lighter colors, I'm able to hit directly with an iron, very, very gently. I'm almost writing in it and letting the steam set it. But you can also take a piece of wax paper and put the wax paper down and iron directly on the wax paper to set it. Now, this can be put in a washing machine, and these aren't going to fade. They do darken a little bit when you do hit them with the iron, but it will lighten up to what it was when you initially painted it. And that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody.